So first video review for this week is for Loving Henry by Kate Lawson. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, I have just posted that, so if you're on Facebook there is a link below all the videos, or if you are on YouTube there is a link in the description below. And this is the video review. So Loving Henry by Kate Lawson. This was a debut novel for Kate, and it was published by Eos Publishing, which is May Dorney's publishing company. And when she asked if anyone would like a review copy of this book to check it out, I couldn't wait to discover a new author, discover a new story, and I really loved this story. So it is based, I believe, on fan fiction for one of my favourite ships, and so therefore anything Swan Queen I am really happy with. This was different to anything else Swan Queen I've read, and obviously being published into a book format meant a few little changes. So as debuts go, this was cute, heartwarming, and it was just a little bit different. Kate has a very unique way of telling the story in this book. She takes 3 points of view, so that's all 3 characters, which is Rachel, Elizabeth and Henry, and they all have alternate chapters with their point of view for where they are in the story. And it was a really fresh, different take on storytelling and writing a novel. And she did comment on one of the reading updates and say she wished she'd changed to put chapter titles in, but do you know what, I really liked that it just went character, it just made the story flow, and it was really refreshing and, like I say, something different that I haven't come across before in a book, and I really liked it. You got page numbers, so you don't lose your place, you don't need the chapter titles in that respect, and for me it didn't alter the reading experience. So a chance meeting leads to a reunion that Rachel never thought would happen, and a meeting that Elizabeth never imagined happening. So Henry is the probably, I would say, the main character in this, because he's the very unique little boy who was adopted by Elizabeth and given up by Rachel. And in a series of events that sort of lead to this meeting, Henry's inquisitiveness to find out if Rachel is who he thinks she is leads to him sort of turning up at her flat, and their story sort of unfolds from there. So they are really lovable characters. Like I say, I sort of already know these characters, and they've been tweaked a little bit for a novel, but they really got under my skin, and the way Kate had written their character as well really stirred up feelings and emotions, as you know, I learned about each of them, their past, their future, their feelings towards this situation as it was unfolding, and what they were going through. Sort of everything was really emotionally impacted into the book because you had those 3 points of view. If it had only been told from Rachel's point of view, or Elizabeth's point of view, or Henry's point of view, you perhaps wouldn't have got the same emotional connection to all 3 characters. So that was really nice, and I really liked that. And it meant that you got a good perception of how they perceived each other as well as characters and the situation. So you were really experiencing everything they were going through as they were discovering each other as characters. Like, because Rachel's got a lot to learn about Henry, but it's not just Rachel who's got a lot to learn about Henry. Elizabeth has a lot to learn about Henry as well. She's raised him, because now a different set of circumstances dictates his behaviour changes and everything else. So it was a really realistic portrayal as well of an adoption situation, that, because I suppose when you do adopt a child, you don't always know if they're ever going to want to know who their biological parents were, and whether they're going to just seek them out. And you certainly kind of don't expect to get a phone call saying your child's here. And yeah, it's a really unique take, and I really did like the way the whole story was portrayed, and it dealt with issues surrounding the adoption and the emotional choices made by both mothers, as well as other mental health issues. They were also considered, and it was all done very sensitively and handled really well and explained really well as to why these emotions and feelings and problems were being addressed and why they occurred in the first place. So it was really eye-opening, his book. I loved how it opened old wounds, created some new ones, and just dealt with realistic problems. Anything that deals with anxiety, mental health, guilt, things like adoption, non-conventional families, anything like that, it's always really good because you can learn so much from the story. And you can learn so much from the characters as well. So what I liked most was the focus on Henry. The story very much focuses on him and his struggles to come to terms with why he was adopted and what all the adults in his life, the impacts they have on him and his decisions, his thoughts, his behaviour, rather than it being more focused on the romance of parents or anything. And I liked the slow burn relationship building between Rachel and Elizabeth. It was really well done, and it therefore gives me hope there will be more from them in future. I really hope there will be, because I'd love to see how they now all work in their new family dynamic. That would be awesome. It was a really powerful and inspiring read, and I really highly recommend it. It was really, really good, and so therefore I hope you will go and check it out. So I will put a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Loving Henry by Kate Lawson. If you've read Loving Henry, please let me know what you thought of it, especially if, like me, you know its origins and the character origins, where they originated from. It would be really great to talk about it with you. If it's on your to read list or you're interested in reading Loving Henry, again, get in touch. It's always great to hear what you are looking forward to reading and what's on your reading lists. And if you do check it out, I really, really hope you love it. Bye!